Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Dirt's Backyard Garage. I'm realizing I haven't done any videos about what kind of cars we actually have on the property here. So I'm going to dedicate a video just to showing you what all the project cars we have are. And with that being said, let's go ahead and check out the first one. So this first one here is a 1939 Ford Flathead V8. And it was restored by one of my dad's friends before my dad actually got it. It's got a full wooden bed in the back that needs redone, so that's probably a video we'll do here soon. On the inside, it actually looks very clean, as you can see. It's got a electronic fuel pump on it, and the starter has been moved to up on these gauges here, so that it's a little easier to start now. So with that being said, let's move on to the engine. Here's the engine. It actually has an alternator conversion from a generator, so it's a 6-volt alternator, and it does have an electronic ignition system on the distributor down here now instead of the points that were actually causing a lot of havoc for us. As you can see, it does have Offenhauser heads on it, which is really cool to have one of something close to the original motor in it at least. And that is the 39, so let's move on to the next car. The next car is a 1969 Pontiac Firebird. It has a 400. It is an AC car, and the AC does work on it. This is the one that my dad's actually working on right now. It has all original interior, which is pretty clean actually, if you can see that. I mean, it's not in bad condition at all. The car is pretty close to being ready to paint, but it has probably about a year left of work left on it. Here's the engine on this guy. As you can see, it's a 400. It does need a lot of work. Runs great, but cosmetically it needs repainted. You know, just little things. Probably do an upper restoration on this engine. And with that, we will move on to the next car. The next car is a 1964 Volkswagen Beetle, and this is actually my first car. So this guy is in need of a restoration as well. It's not too bad, but in order to make it a show car, it does need some work. So let me go ahead and show you the inside of this. I have the spare tire in here right now just because I'm working on the brake booster in the front of the car. But it's a pretty clean car. It's got a 1600. It has a Porsche exhaust on it, which makes it sound pretty good. Let me go ahead and show you guys the engine. This is the little 1600. I believe it was cammed by the previous owner, so it has actually pretty good pickup for a little car like this. And with that being said, we'll move on to the next one. So this one is probably my favorite in the entire collection. It's a 1969 Ford Gran Torino GT 351. It was an Arizona car, and it came, when we actually lived there, from one of the dealerships down in Phoenix that was still there today actually. It was fully loaded from the factory with everything except, I believe, power seats. And don't quote me on that because I don't know or remember if they had power seats on this model or this year. It was originally Brittany blue with a white interior and white top, which makes it one of one. It is the only color combination of its kind in existence for the package and model that it came with. So let's go ahead and show you guys the engine on this. Here's the engine on this one. It is an original AC car from the factory. 351 cubic inches. It's a GT, and that being said earlier, with it being original Brittany blue, means that we will need to take it back. So this is actually kind of blasphemy, but it is a Honda color that is on this right now. This red is a 1996 Honda Civic color, I believe, that we painted it. But as you can see, it looks pretty good on this vehicle. Something else cool that is next to the Torino here is a 428 Cobra jet. And I don't know if it's out of a Cobra or a Mustang or what, but it is an original Cobra. It was dynoed at 760 horsepower. It's got 2 4-barrel carbs. This thing is insane, and we're actually looking for something to drop this thing in. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comments what you think. Let's move on to the next car, guys. Alright, so the next car is actually also extremely unique as well. It's a 72 Corvette 350, and it was actually my uncle's. He was the first owner of this car. He bought it off of the lot brand new, and then when my dad graduated college, he gave it to him. So that means this is a one family car. Every single thing on this car except for the paint and exhaust are original. So let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. This is a base model Corvette, so nothing too fancy. Either way, still a beautiful vehicle. As you can see, the interior is in amazing condition. Let's take a look at the engine. So every single thing on this engine is original from the factory. You can even see here on the air cleaner that it says keep your GM car all GM, which is one of the original stickers that came with it from the factory. We do have the original window sticker in it somewhere and the original bill of sale from it that has my uncle's name on it, but this is just a completely unique car and it's so fun to drive. It is a 4-speed, which means it's great for cruising. So let's move on to the next car. So next is the 1971 Chevy Corvette, and this is actually a car that my dad painted. It's candy apple red. It's got a ghost stripe on it. I don't know if you can see it. You can see the line right here. So in the sun, it's a lot easier to see. Original interior on this one too, actually, guys, which is pretty cool. It looks really good with the tan interior. Like this. As you can see, it's really clean. Let's go ahead and take a look at the motor on this one too, and this one is scary fast. This is the motor on this one. It is a 454 car from the factory with AC. The compressor has been removed, and the engine has been bored to a 468 after we had to pull the motor. Roller rockers, race heads, quick fuel 850 carb. This thing is just absolutely radical. Radical cam. It is, to this day, one of the fastest cars I have ever ridden in terms of torque. And pretty soon I'm hoping to have a video of us actually taking it out and driving it. It just sounds mean as well. So let's move on to the next car, guys. This, as you know, is the 1957 MGA Roadster. It is a 4-cylinder. It has 2 single barrel carbs on it. And we actually just did a compression test on it and found that number 4 cylinder is low. So we were planning on pulling the motor anyways, but now we're going to for sure have to pull the entire thing, figure out what's going on. As you can see, if you watch any of my other videos, this is the fender that we pulled off of it. The doors are off it right now from another video as well. And it's a pretty clean car. All the metal work is there. The engine actually runs great even though compression is low. So I'm wondering if it's a valve issue as opposed to something wrong with the rings or something else. So with that, we'll move on to the next vehicle. So this one's actually up on the lift. It is a 1976 Pontiac Trans Am, and it is a 400, and this is a car we actually restored. It was trashed when we got it, but it's actually my sister's car, and she decided to put this blue on it that she likes. It's a 4-speed, which is awesome. It's pretty quick. Let me go ahead and I can actually show you what it's like underneath. Alright guys, as you can see, the underneath on this thing is super clean. It is because it is an Arizona car, actually. So an interesting thing about this one is that we put a 69 Camaro transmission in it. I don't know what the number is on it, but we had to change all the connections here to the rear end and drive shaft in order to make it fit. But yeah, it does have a Camaro transmission in it, which is pretty interesting and unique about this car as well. Alright guys, that's that for all the cars. I actually do have one more classic car that is out front right now. It's a 77 Chevy C10 pickup truck, and I'm actually hoping to release that to you guys later in another video. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy our car collection. Hopefully we'll get the chance to start working on some of these other cars here very soon. Take it easy, guys.